Sharadam Devim Ramakrishna Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhur Muhur Namah Shriyati Rajaya Vivekananda Suraya Satchit Sukasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharini Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu Sri Ramakrishna Sharanam. Revered Shantatmananji Maharaj, Swami Dharmanishtanji Maharaj, revered Swamijis assembled before the dais, Brahmacharins, Matajis, and devotees of the Ramakrishna Math, Chennai. We are in this concluding session of this great celebration, that 125th anniversary of the Ramakrishna Math, Chennai, started 125 years ago by none other than Ramakrishna Maharaj. In the earlier session, we had a very good, detailed, very inspiring discussion about the dedication, commitment, devotion of Ramakrishna Maharaj and what the Math today, its great service activity, the spiritually vibrant Math, lot of educational services. Madras or Chennai is one of the very important centers giving out a very huge amount of service and spreading the spiritual ideal. Now the topic that is given is ideas and ideals of Ramakrishna order. See, look at the overview of the Ramakrishna order. A lot of ideas are churned out, which we have all perhaps discussed in the course of this 2 days program. But the ideals are in the center. The ideals like Atmano Mokshartha Jagadhitaya Cha, Shivajnani Jiva Seva, service of God in man, potential divinity, the avatarhood of Sri Ramakrishna, and what the Holy Trio represents, the spiritual point of view, the service point of view, the knowledge point of view. All these is a tremendous yajna of the Ramakrishna order started by Ramakrishna himself. But now I would like to touch upon some central points with reference to our Holy Trio. What is the impact of Sri Ramakrishna's life on any person who goes to Ramakrishna and reads Ramakrishna's life? See, the important thing is Sri Ramakrishna makes us God real much before the actual spiritual experience. For the vast majority or most of us, whatever is around us, which we can see, touch, sense-bound experience, Indriya Sannikarsha Jnana, sky is real, trees, people, building, life, I, body is real. But God is unseen. God is unknown. How to have that kind of a faith in God much before the experience? But what happens when we go to Sri Ramakrishna? He, by his life, means series of spiritual sadhana on an earthly plane, his darshan of Kali, Rama, Krishna, and series of Navavidha Bhakti until the Advaita sadhana, like a spiritual laboratory, this unseen God in so many forms, he experiences when we read. And this is not mythology. It is a part of the recent history, and Master Mahasaya has actually recorded the words of Sri Ramakrishna in the Gospel, actual detail. So, the divine words never before took a concrete, definite, organized language and form. That is why K.V. Puttappa Kuvempu, a great poet laureate of Karnataka, says, Daivavani hindendu ee riti kratigondiralilla. We have heard so many Daivavani which is in our scriptures. But this is a part of the recorded history of the Yesarira. Authentic. That is why going to Ramakrishna and really reading Sri Ramakrishna brings about so much of a transformation in the human mind. Anybody. So Sri Ramakrishna actually destroys atheism. So this kind of a, in communist countries, God, they do not believe in God. Though we think that we believe in God, our many times behavior is as though we are non-believers, because the reality of the God has not got into the deeper layers of our mind and captured our buddhi and kindled the real devotion. When God becomes real to us, what happens? Can God become real to us much before the experience? Yes. In the Shastra says it's called Apta Vachana. Somebody, we have not seen America or somebody has not seen Himalaya, but somebody has gone and seen, he comes and tells that yes, there is Himalaya, something like that. Now through the videos and all that electronic media, many unknown, unseen world becomes real to us. Similarly, Sri Ramakrishna is one like that. Sri Aurobindo says he ransacked into the divine kingdom to bring home the reality of God and inserted into the human consciousness. So that process of God become real to us much before experience is called Shraddha. Then our spiritual journey begins once we have that Shraddha in us. It progressively gets intensified depending upon our sadhana and the sincerity and the vyakulata, which Sri Ramakrishna calls. And the important thing that worked out in Sri Ramakrishna sadhana is the vyakulata aspect. Hunger for God, intense yearning for God, God is real, if He is Antaryamin, if He is infinite, if He is all-pervading, why not experience Him? That is the question haunted Gadadhara as the Pujari, whether Mother is real. Same way Swami Vivekananda also comes as Narendranath to Dakshineshwara for the first time when William Hastie, his English professor, tells him, when narrating a poem called Excursion, there is somebody called Ramakrishna Paramahamsa in the Dakshineshwar who experiences the trance. In that poem there was a word called trance, samadhi. And if you really want to know the meaning of this trance, samadhi, go to Dakshineshwar. That brings Swami Narendranath to the Ramakrishna, his guru, and the first meeting itself perhaps, he asked him a question. Sir, have you seen God? He asked this question to many. So Sri Ramakrishna, by mere touch, gives him that experience. And God becomes real to Narendranath. Sri Ramakrishna, throughout his life, he has, by not only to the direct disciples, for many, January 1st, Kalpataru Day, many householders, by mere touch, he gave them the transcendental experience of bliss. So, God and God experience, which is called spirituality, becomes very, obvious and accessible to the human mind, provided there are some conditions which we have to undergo and create that condition in the mind, like concentration, like purity, intense yearning, you will experience God. It's just like science, observation, experiment, observation, analysis, like that. You will know the objective reality. Similarly, Sri Ramakrishna's life makes as God real, and he demonstrates that how we really undertake sadhana to experience God. So this is the first ideal. Ramakrishna order, main ideal is God-centered, spirituality-centered. God is real. God can be, you can pray to God, you can experience God. You can gradually get rid of the ignorance. That is why Swamiji, we were discussing the vision of Swami Vivekananda. Vision of Swamiji about Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji has given in this, our evening aratrika, Khandana Bhava. It is Swamiji's experience, what he experienced throughout his life under the tutelage of Sri Ramakrishna, how he experienced various aspects of Sri Ramakrishna. That surfaced before Swamiji's mind's eye and the vision, and that got clothed in the form of Khandana Bhavabandhana Jagabandhana. So, Sri Ramakrishna is the breaker of the bondage of ignorance. So that is the first thing to happen. It is the ignorance that is holding us down to this body-mind consciousness attachment. So when we go to Sri Ramakrishna, God becomes real to you. When buddhi, our intellect, our will, our emotion is totally influenced and completely saturated by the power of the experience of God, like Sri Ramakrishna, and which comes out in the form of his teaching, his various inspiring words in gospel. God tends to become real to us. That is the most important thing that should happen in the religious or spiritual life. So this is the one we are discussing about the ideas and ideals of the Ramakrishna order. So this spiritual core, this is the one important thing, the foundational ideal of Ramakrishna order, central core of Ramakrishna order. Second, Swamiji represents, as he gave us Atmano Moksha and Jagat Hita. Swamiji, after had this experience, he wanted to be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He was a perfect Dhyana Siddha. Sri Ramakrishna, when he saw him as Narendranath, himself said, is Dhyana Siddha. And such a man of meditation, you know, meditation is the center of the Ramakrishna order. So meditation and service, both we can see in Swamiji's life. A man of meditation, and that day, till he go to Kshira Bhavani, you can see the work and service ideal for the well-being of the mankind, how Swamiji struggled, and that is why the Ramakrishna Math mission has come to existence. Finally, Holy Mother. Holy Mother represents excellence in human behavior. The problem that the world faces, our problem of food, housing, shelter, everything we may solve. But the problem of human behavior is a terrible problem, and how to really live a life of Sadguna Sampannata. We will not hurt others, we will not trouble others, we will love others, we will serve others. And how to create a society, a peaceful, happy, harmonious society with excellence in human behavior. And that we can really learn from Holy Mother. She lived with such horrible people, Radhu, selfish people, all kind of people. Till the direct disciples came, Yogananda and Sharadananda came. Holy Mother has to pass through so much of turmoil in her life. What an amount of struggle she had, what an amount of austerity to serve Ramakrishna in that Nahabat she lived. The difficulties and problems and torture she passed through, we cannot really imagine. So in spite of that, we cannot find in Holy Mother's life, somewhere in one word, one action, somewhere her behavior was not all right. Nobody can say. Such is the perfect human behavior, and which is manifested because of the divine dispensation. She was a holy consort of Sri Ramakrishna, the Avatara himself. So, in Ramakrishna order, we find the God becoming real through the process of meditation, service, and excellence in human behavior. All these are the very essential aspect of human culture and civilization, much needed to take the humanity forward. All these you find in abundant measure in Sri Ramakrishna order. I conclude and thank Parama Puja Swami Gautamanji Maharaj and Dharmanishtanji Maharaj and the monks of the Chennai Math for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this great celebration. Thank you.